that another way that one could profitably apply some of these theories is if you're needing either to make a generally good character more interesting, or you need to make a generally bad character more empathetic. And I guess I'll start out with a bad character first. How do you advise authors when they're trying to decide how empathetic, or maybe differently sympathetic, they need to make a character that they don't want the reader to be rooting for?
Well, if you're afraid that your character is going to be unlikable, a word that I hate, but if you're afraid that readers will react negatively to the character and you want them to stay with the character instead of just being repulsed by them, give them a kid or a dog. Because the whole logic behind kid or a dog is give them someone to care about other than themselves. This is specifically good for characters we might not like. An interesting part of the movie Casablanca, hopefully most of your viewers will know this movie. I grew up on it. It was on TV every Saturday or something. I know it inside and out. I actually teach it. And one of the things is that if it weren't for Bogart, if it was just some generic guy in that role, we'd hate him because he's nasty to this woman. When Ugarte gets shot, somebody says, I'm hoping they come for me. You don't just stand there. And he says, I stick my neck out for nobody. When Ugarte says, you hate me, don't you, Rick? He says, if I give you half a thought, I would. I mean, he's mean. But we see that the staff at his casino admire him and are very fond of him. And it's that reaction which makes us realize this guy's not as bad as he's making himself out to be. And that contradiction intrigues us. When I go, what makes this guy tick? And so if you've got somebody who seems to be nasty, who has this terrible temper, or who is jealous, or some other negative quality, if we also see that someone else in the story really cares about them, or they care about that character, we were automatically intrigued. But so they're not as bad as they make themselves out to be. Okay, well, what's that about? And we'll hang with the character a little bit longer.